The dinner table was full, but for me, it felt painfully empty. Plates clinked, glasses touched, and laughter echoed across the room. Yet I sat there like background noise. My brother was at the center of it all, confident, loud, successful. Every story he told made him look bigger, smarter, richer. And then he looked at me. With a smirk that carried years of comparison, he said, "Sal, tell me, what are you doing these days? Still figuring life out?" The table went quiet, not because they cared, but because they were waiting for my embarrassment. Before I could answer, he laughed. "Don't mind him," he said to everyone. "He's always been a nobody." Some chuckled. Some looked away. No one defended me. I felt my chest tighten, but I stayed silent. I had learned something over the years. Silence hurts less than trying to explain yourself to people. You've already decided who you are. That's when I noticed him, the man sitting beside. My brother, calm, well-dressed, observing more than speaking. His investor. While everyone laughed, this man didn't. He didn't smile. He didn't nod. He simply raised an eyebrow. It was subtle, almost invisible. But I saw it. My brother continued talking, exaggerating numbers, inflating success, building a story taller than the truth. The more he spoke, the more confident he became. He enjoyed the attention. He enjoyed my silence even more. "What about you?" he asked again, mocking. "Any big plans?" I looked up and met his eyes. "I'm working," I said calmly. Quietly. Laughter again, but the investor looked at me this time, not with pity, with curiosity. Dinner continued, but something had shifted. Every time my brother bragged, the investor's expressions changed. A slight pause, a thoughtful look, another raised eyebrow. Later that night, while everyone moved to dessert, the investor walked past me and said softly, "Interesting restraint." That was all. No praise, no promise. Just words that stayed with me. Because for the first time that night, someone didn't see a nobody. They saw potential. And I knew this dinner wasn't the end of my humiliation. It was the beginning of my comeback. Weeks passed after that dinner, but the words stayed with me. Nobody. My brother went back to his loud life meetings. Photos, announcements, celebrations. Every update screamed success. Every post felt like a reminder that the world believed his version of the story. I went back to silence. Not the kind that hides, the kind that builds. I worked before sunrise and after midnight. I fixed mistakes no one ever saw. I learned from failures I never posted about. While my brother talked about growth, I created it, quietly, relentlessly. Then one afternoon, my phone buzzed. An email, a meeting request, from the investor. For a moment, I stared at the screen, unsure if it was real. He remembered me not as the nobody, but as the man who didn't flinch under humiliation. We met in a modest office. No luxury, no noise, just two people and a table. He didn't waste time. "Why didn't you defend yourself that night?" he asked. I paused, because people who decide your value at dinner won't understand it in conversation. He leaned back, studying me. I showed him my work, not dreams, not speeches, results, processes. Failures turned into systems. Small wins stacked patiently. The room was quiet. Finally, he smiled, not impressed by confidence, but by consistency. "Your brother talks well," he said, "but builders like you. You last." Days later, the deal was confirmed. Not public, not loud, but real. When the family gathered again, my brother walked in the same way he always did, confident, smiling, certain of his place. Then the investor entered. He didn't sit beside my brother this time. He walked toward me, extended his hand. "Good to see you again," he said. The room froze. My brother's smile cracked. "What's going on?" he asked, trying to laugh it off. The investor turned to him calmly. "I've decided to invest elsewhere." Silence. "Quiet work speaks louder than confident noise," he added. No insult, no revenge speech, no drama, just truth. My brother didn't argue. He didn't joke. He couldn't even look at me. Because the nobody he mocked had become the man others trusted. Later that night, as the gathering ended, the investor said something I'll never forget. That raised eyebrow at dinner wasn't doubt. It was recognition. I didn't smile. I didn't boast. I simply understood. Sometimes, the loudest victory is letting your results speak in the same room where you were once dismissed. And sometimes being called a nobody is just the beginning of becoming undeniable.